Om Namo Narayana. Welcome back to another day. Thank you, as always, for joining this video and all the others I have. Whether you follow along regularly or just dive in or you're just here to find out what I'm doing or who I am or whatever, thank you. If you're someone who has been joining me regularly, I hope you have found value in this. I know I have, personally. Reading these books, whatever they are, has been enlightening and grounding and spiritually uplifting. It makes me happy. I enjoy doing this. I hope you enjoy it too. Please let me know. Thoughts, comments, all that good stuff down below. You know the routine. Today we're going into Chapter 9, Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy. This is a longer chapter. I don't know if we'll get to the whole thing, but we'll see. We'll see how far I go. Lord Brahma said, "O my Lord, today, after many, many years of penance, I have come to know about you. Oh, how unfortunate the unbodied living entities are that they are unable to know your personality. My Lord, you are the only knowable object because there is nothing supreme beyond you. If there is anything supposedly superior to you, it is not the absolute. You exist as the supreme by exhibiting the creative energy of matter. The form which I see is eternally freed from material contamination and has advented to show mercy to the devotees as a manifestation of eternal potency." Excuse me. "This incarnation is the origin of many other incarnations, and I am born from the lotus flower grown from your navel home. Oh my Lord, I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. In your impersonal Brahman effulgence in the spiritual sky, there is no occasional change and no deterioration of eternal potency. I surrender unto you because whereas I am proud of my material body and senses, your lordship is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and yet you are untouched by matter. This present form, or any transcendental form, expanded by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is equally auspicious for all the universes. Since you have manifested this eternal personal form upon whom your devotees meditate, I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Those who are destined to be dispatched to the path of hell neglect your personal form because of speculating on material things. Oh, my Lord, persons who smell the aroma of your lotus feet, carried by the air of Vedic sound through the holes of the ears, accept your devotional service. For them you are never separated from the lotus of their hearts. My Lord, the people of the world are embarrassed by all material anxieties. They are always afraid. They always try to protect wealth, body, and friends. They're filled with lamentation and unlawful desires and paraphernalia, and they avariciously base their undertakings on the perishable perceptions of my and mine. As long as they do not take shelter of your safe lotus feet, they are full of such anxieties. My Lord, persons who are bereft of the all-auspicious performance of chanting and hearing about your transcendental activities are certainly unfortunate, and are also bereft of good sense. They engage in auspicious activities, enjoying sense gratification for a very little while. Oh, great actor, my Lord, all these poor creatures are constantly perplexed by hunger, thirst, severe cold, secretion and bile, attacked by coughing winter, blasting summer, rains, and many other disturbing events, and overwhelmed by strong sex urges and indefatigable anger. I take pity on them, and I am very much aggrieved for them. My Lord, the material miseries are without factual existence for the soul, yet as long as the conditioned soul sees the body as meant for sense enjoyment, he cannot get out of the entanglement of material miseries, being influenced by your external energy. Such devotees engage their senses in very troublesome and extensive work, and they suffer insomnia at night because their intelligence constantly breaks their sleep with various mental speculations. They are frustrated in all their various plans by supernatural power, even great sages, if they are against your transcendental topics, must rotate in this material world. Your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed, and you take your seat there. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. My Lord, you are not very much satisfied by the worship of the demigods who arrange for your worship very pompously with various paraphernalia, but who are full of material hankerings. You are situated in everyone's heart as the super-soul just to show your causeless mercy, and you are the eternal well-wisher, but you are unavailable for the non-devotee. But the pious activities of the people, such as the performance of Vedic rituals, charity, austere penances, and transcendental service, performed with a view to worship you and to satisfy you by offering you the fruitive results, are also beneficial. Such acts of religion never go in vain. Let me offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Transcendence, who is eternally distinguished by his eternal potency. His indistinguishable impersonal feature is realized by intelligence for self-realization. I offer my obeisances unto him who is by pastimes and joys creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Let me take shelter of the lotus feet of him whose incarnations, qualities, and activities are mysterious imitations of worldly affairs. One who invokes his transcendental names, even unconsciously at the time he quits his life, is certainly washed immediately of the sins of many, many births, and attains him without fail. Your lordship is the prime root of the tree of the planetary systems. The tree has grown by first penetrating the material nature in three trunks, as me, Shiva, and you, the Almighty, for creation, maintenance, and dissolution. And we three have grown with many branches. Therefore I offer my obeisances unto you, the tree of the cosmic manifestation. People in general, all engage in foolish acts, not in the really beneficial activities enunciated directly by you for their guidance. As long as their tendency for foolish work remains powerful, all their plans in the struggle for existence will be cut to pieces. I therefore offer my obeisances unto him who acts as eternal time. Your lordship, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are indefatigable time and the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Although I am situated in an abode which will continue to exist for a long duration of 2 paradas, and although I am the leader of all other planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many, many years of penance for self-realization, still I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. O my lord, by your own will you appear in the various species of living entities, among animals lower than human beings, as well as among the demigods, to perform your transcendental pastimes. You are not affected by material contamination. You come just to fulfill the obligations of your own principles of religion, and therefore, O Supreme Personality, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you for manifesting such different forms. My lord, you accept the pleasure of sleeping in the water of devastation, where there are violent waves, and you enjoy pleasure on the bed of snakes, showing the happiness of your sleep to intelligent persons. I am born, on object of my worship, I am born from the house of your lotus navel for the purpose of creating the universe by your mercy. All these planets that are stationed within your abdomen, your transcendental abdomen, where, while you were enjoying sleep, were located there, and now your sleep has ended, and your eyes are open like blossoming lotuses in the morning. Let the Supreme Lord be merciful to me. He is the one friend and soul of all living entities in the world. And he maintains all for their ultimate happiness by his 6 transcendental opulences. May he be merciful towards me, so that I, as before, may be empowered with the introspection to create, for I am also one of the surrendered souls who are dear to the Lord. The Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu, is always the benefactor of the surrendered souls. His activities are always enacted through the eternal potency, Brahma, or the goddess of fortune. I pray only to engage in his service in the creation of the material world, and I pray that I not be materially affected by my works, for thus I may be able to give up the false prestige of being the creator. The Lord's potencies are innumerable. As he lies down in the water of devastation, I am born as the total universal energy from the navel lake in which the lotus sprouts. I am now engaged in manifesting his diverse energies in the form of the cosmic manifestation. I therefore pray that in the course of my material activities I may not be deviated from the vibration of the Vedic hymns. The Lord, who is supreme and is the oldest of all, is unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions. The sage Maitreya said, Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely Lord Vishnu, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his minds and words would permit him. Thus having prayed, he became silent, as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge, and mental concentration. The Lord saw that Brahma was very anxious about planning and construction of the different planetary systems, and was depressed upon seeing the devastating water. He could understand the intention of Brahma, and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Brahma, O depth of Vedic wisdom, be neither depressed nor anxious about the execution of creation. What you are begging from me has already been granted before. Situate yourself in penance and meditation, and follow the principles of knowledge to receive my favor. By these actions you will be able to understand everything from within your heart. When you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout all the universe, and you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me. You will see me and all living entities, as well as all over the universe, just as fire is situated in wood. Only in that state of transcendental vision will you be able to be free from all kinds of illusions. When you are free from the conception of gross and subtle bodies, and when your senses are free from all the influences of the modes of material nature, you will realize your pure form in my association. At that time you will be situated in pure consciousness. Since you have desired to increase the population innumerably and expand your varieties of service, you shall never be deprived in this manner, because my causeless mercy upon you will always increase for all time. You are the original Rishi, and because your mind is always fixed on me, even though you will be engaged in generating various progeny, the vicious modes of passion will never encroach upon you. Although I am not easily knowable by the conditioned soul, you have known me today, because you know that my personality is not constituted of anything material, and specifically not of the 5 gross and 3 subtle elements. When you were contemplating whether there was a source to the stem and the lotus of your birth, and you even entered into that system, you could not trace out anything, but at that time I manifested my form from within. Brahma, the prayers that you have chanted praising the glories of my transcendental activities, the penances you have undertaken to understand me, and your firm faith in me, all these are to be considered my causeless mercy. I am very much pleased by your description of me in terms of my transcendental qualities, which appear mundane to the mundaners. I grant you all benedictions in your desire to glorify all the planets by your activities. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall be very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. It is the opinion of expert transcendentalists that the ultimate goal of performing all traditional good works and penances and sacrifices, charities and trances, mystic activities, etc., is to invoke my satisfaction. I am the super soul of every individual. I am the supreme director and the dearest. People are wrongly attached to the gross and subtle bodies, but they should be attached to me only. By following my instructions, you can now generate the living entities as before, by dint of your complete Vedic wisdom and the body you have directly received from me, the supreme cause of everything. The sage Maitreya said, after instructing Brahma, the creator of the universe, to expand, the primal Lord Vishnu, in his personal form as Narayana, disappeared. And thus ends that chapter. Didn't expect to get through it, but just went for it. I was kind of in the mood of it. There's a lot here. There's so much praise and worship done, yet at the same time, here is Shiva created to create the world, and yet he is praising the Lord, and knows without the Lord Vishnu, that he is nothing. So for us to deny the Lord, if the creator of us is not denying the Lord, what excuse do we have? Seriously, what excuse do we have? And I love the beginning of this where it's describing people with all they're perplexed by hunger and bereft of, chanting and hearing, are just, unfortunate, and it's true. I mean, we're overwhelmed by strong sex and endless anger, with no source, and the sex doesn't last. Once you're done with the sex, are you really into the mood 3 hours later? Probably not. You're probably watching TV. And you're angry at things that don't matter. How often have you gotten angry at something, and for the rest of the day, you're angry at something that maybe not, that isn't remembered or didn't make any difference or, didn't matter. I was in the post office recently talking to a friend of mine who works there, and this guy came in and went, "You put all this stuff in my box that should be in there." It went to the wrong box. And, I come in here all the time, the guy said, and, I hardly get any mail. And then suddenly I have all this mail, and I took it home, and I was like, it's not for me. Well, they explained to him that this has actually been happening. And I stood there and I went, it's happened to me 3 times. There's someone on staff who is doing this. And because of who this person is, they can't say anything. And, but this guy got upset at them. He didn't just say, like, hey, you put, for the first time in years, you put the wrong mail in my box. Okay, well, all right, you guys should fix this problem. No, he got really mad. He started getting like, you put it in my wrong box, and it's in the wrong box. And and I'm standing there going, it's happened to me 3 times, and I kind of just shove it off, and I laugh with the guys, and we have a good chuckle, like, oh, somebody. But this guy was getting pissed. And I thought to myself, this isn't something to get angry at. It was just a mistake. It didn't affect your life. Nothing was destroyed. Either way, you would have taken your mail home with you, so now you just had to take a little more mail. It's not worth getting angry at. But this book would probably be, this book is saying that's what we do. That's what we do as humans. And I happen to think that this was a guy who was probably an old hippie, peace, love, and all this stuff, but was getting angry at post office people who he just chats with all the time for an inconsequential thing. But that's what we do. We get angry at things that mean nothing. Really. Or we have anger that's redirected from something else into this. That happens a lot. I've done that. I apologize. My girlfriend has probably seen that a few times, and she's done it to me, where we're angry at something that is irrelevant to us, and it just comes out in that moment. But that's what we do. And we're trapped in these material things, and we can't get out of them. But here is the secret. This book is the secret. This word is the secret. Finding Vishnu is the secret. And anyways, I hope my example, actually, you got the point of it. Kind of came out of nowhere. And thoughts, comments, all that stuff down below. And we will continue with chapter 10 next time. And yeah, thanks for watching. It's actually a great chapter. You should go back and reread it and dive into it on your own. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.